February 21, 1814. The Ship Inn at Dover. A man in a red French royalist military uniform covered in frost demands fresh horses in the dead of night. He carries a sealed dispatch and introduces himself as Lieutenant Colonel Dubourg, aide-de-camp to Lord Cathcart. He brings news that changes the world. Napoleon Bonaparte has been killed by Cossacks. Paris has fallen to the Allies. The Bourbon monarchy is restored, and the long war is finally over. The messenger pays his bill with Napoleonic gold and races toward London. He stops at every toll gate along the road to spread the news. He sends an express letter ahead to the port admiral at Deal, ensuring the message reaches the capital by the optical telegraph network. The timing is precise, exploiting the desperation of a nation exhausted by decades of conflict. By morning, London is electric with rumors of peace. The London Stock Exchange opens in a state of absolute frenzy.
Government securities, known collectively as omnium, have been severely depressed for years by the endless financial drain of the Napoleonic Wars. Now, with peace seemingly assured, the value of omnium surges. Traders shout orders across the crowded, smoke-filled floor. The price climbs steadily through the chaotic early hours, driven by a desperate rush to secure government debt before the official victory announcement. Men make fortunes on paper in a matter of minutes. But the War Office has received no official dispatch from France. Government officials are confused. They checked the telegraph stations, but the morning fog had obscured the signal from Deal, preventing a direct official contradiction. As noon approaches, the market begins to hesitate. The initial surge stalls, and prices waver as cautious traders wait for government confirmation. Then, a post-chaise decorated with laurel branches rattles across London Bridge. Two men in French uniforms lean out the windows, tossing printed manifestos to the cheering crowds in the streets. The carriage drives straight past the Royal Exchange, cementing the illusion of a glorious victory. The panic buying resumes immediately.
Omnium hits an unprecedented peak. At that exact moment of maximum euphoria, a coordinated group of brokers begins to sell. They dump over £1 million worth of government securities into the hungry market. It is an extraordinary liquidation, executed with perfect, ruthless timing. They offload their entire portfolio at the absolute top of the market. By late afternoon, the truth finally arrives. The government officially announces that no news of Napoleon's defeat has been received. The emperor is very much alive. The war continues. The French uniforms were theatrical costumes. The printed manifestos were careful forgeries. The man who called himself Dubourg was an impoverished military officer named Charles de Berenger. The market crashes instantly. The sudden collapse wipes out the entirety of the morning's gains and triggers a wave of bankruptcies. Tens of thousands of ordinary investors are ruined in the resulting panic. The London Stock Exchange immediately forms a special committee to investigate the unprecedented fraud. They trace the massive morning sell-off to a small, tight-knit syndicate of men. The primary account holder is Lord Cochrane, a celebrated naval hero, a brilliant naval tactician, and a sitting member of Parliament. The investigation reveals a trail of undeniable circumstantial evidence. De Berenger had arrived at Cochrane's house that morning, changing out of his red uniform and slipping away into the city. Cochrane and his uncle had purchased their massive holdings of omnium on margin only days before the stunt. The conspirators had orchestrated a perfect information vacuum, exploiting the slow communication speeds of the era. They used the optics of state authority to manipulate mass psychology. They understood that the financial market traded purely on perception, not on verified reality. The trial of Lord Cochrane and his accomplices becomes a national sensation. Despite his fierce protestations of innocence and his claims of a political frame-up, the financial records are damning. He is convicted, fined, stripped of his prestigious naval rank, and publicly expelled from Parliament. The Great Stock Exchange fraud of 1814 forces the British government to recognize the severe vulnerability of its modern financial institutions. It exposes the dangerous gap between slow reality and fast rumors. The exchange is forced to implement stringent new rules to verify information before trading is allowed. The illusion of the uniformed messenger vanishes into history, but the mechanics of the fraud remain perfectly intact. It stands as the first great market manipulation scheme of the modern era. The conspirators recognized a fundamental truth of modern finance. The lie was worth millions before the truth woke up.